Hey, what's up guys? So the Chop Shop DLC just released for GTA Online, and with it came a ton of new drifting features, so today I'm going to be summarizing all of them so that way you guys know exactly what to expect when you try it out for the first time, so let's go. First of all, the main drifting edition that came with the Chop Shop update was the brand new drift tuning upgrade, which is now exclusively available for the new Fathom FR36, Anis Remus, Anis 0350, Anis Euros, Karen Fudo GTX, Dinka Jester RR, Declasse Drift Tampa, and the Declasse Drift Yosemite. This upgrade costs $200,000 to apply, and it can only be done at the mod shop in the LS car meet. This is basically a blanket upgrade that overrides any previous performance upgrades that you've done, like the engine, transmission, and turbo. Therefore, if you want to save some money and you know that from the start that you want to build a drift car, then only apply the drift tuning upgrade to start. You can then revert the upgrade later on and you can get back the upgrades that you originally equipped, but keep in mind it will cost $50,000 to do this. Every successive time you apply the upgrade, you're going to need to spend another $200,000 to re-equip it. So it can be a really easy way to waste a lot of money, so definitely do think out your decision to equip or revert the upgrade in the first place. Now, I will work on a full comparison video between the old method of low grip tires and lowered stance versus this new upgrade system very soon, but for now I really think it's based off of personal preference which route you go. One's not better or worse than the other. The new drifting upgrade pretty much combines all of the power upgrades and low grip tires that we normally equip individually, but also has some additional suspension tweaks that makes the car feel a lot softer, and additionally this actually converts these cars to all-wheel drive, but the power that goes to the front wheels is very small. Something like 10 or 20% is sent to the front wheels just to give the car more forward bite and more angle. Although the all-wheel drive actually isn't all that noticeable because it only kicks on at certain wheel speeds, this still does explain why these drift cars seem so grippy and they want to drift really wide and go all over the road. Additionally, since these cars are technically all-wheel drive now, you can actually use the mid-drive speed boost if you tap the normal brakes and the handbrake at the same time. I really don't think using the mid-drive speed boost with these cars is necessary though, because this upgrade intentionally causes them to rev out very far and to hold gears intentionally long. Overall, I think there are some benefits of this new upgrade, especially for beginners and for getting easy and smooth tandems going, but the old methods of building a drift car still do hold up. Again, stay tuned because I will be analyzing this a lot more closely in another video. Now, another pretty huge change that you may not have noticed with this new drift upgrade is the brand new drift camera. This basically allows the camera to automatically point in the direction that you're traveling while you're drifting. Rather than staying static and pointed towards the front of the car, the camera will actually pan around depending on the angle that you're at. Now keep in mind that this is unique to only the cars that have the drift upgrade equipped. This feature feels amazing in third person as now the camera moves a lot more smoothly and you don't always need to readjust it manually with the right stick. It's not constantly readjusting itself and looking all jerky, which is great. First person drifting is now doable too, but it would have been even better if we could change the field of view settings. Right now the FOV feels slightly too narrow, which can make seeing some obstacles and gauging overall proximity kind of hard. Overall though, I think this was an awesome change, and I'm hoping that Rockstar eventually brings this camera change to all cars that have low grip tires equipped. In addition to that, Rockstar gave us a brand new drift car to try out, the Fathom FR36. This car is very clearly based off of a 2003 to 2007 Infiniti G35 Coupe, and although it's not technically a car that the player base was necessarily asking for, that doesn't mean it isn't cool. This car has easily become one of my favorites in all of GTA Online because it has so many cool and authentic liveries and JDM parts, so you can easily make a slammed hot boy style drift car. I've been wanting a car to do this with for a while now, separate from the tuners cars that we got, so I'm really pleased with it despite its high price tag. I also am a little bit biased because I actually daily drive a 2006 Infiniti G35 Coupe in real life, but trust me when I do say this car is worth the money, especially if you're a car nut. Now the next main drifting feature added were 7 new drift races, which can be accessed by the LS car meet or through the jobs menu. Now the premise of these races is really simple. You drift through a course at some location in the city and you collect points by holding sustained drifts. Depending on how long you keep a drift going and the angle you hold, you'll start to build up a multiplier to be factored into your final score. During transitions or when the car straightens out, you will stop accumulating points until you start holding more angle and drift again. You can also add to your point total by drifting close to the blue vertical pylons, which act kind of like clipping points, although they're not always in the best spots and can be tough to get close to. There's also alternate routes that you can take on each course, which give you the option of drifting through a green zone, which adds to your multiplier even further, but it will require some precision to make it through without hitting anything. In the event that you either straighten or spin out, the drift chain ends and your multiplier is reset. Additionally, any sort of wall taps can completely reset your multiplier. You can get away with some little scrapes and taps, but it's still pretty sensitive, so definitely be careful with that. In addition, if you crash the car and if you hit something really hard beyond just a tap, you will fully lose the points that you accumulated from that drift train, So again, as I said, just be careful. Honestly, the system feels a lot like Forza Horizon 5's drift events to some degree, luckily with some non-contact options available so that way rammers aren't an issue. What's nice though is that there's not any sort of meta builds because all of these drift cars are all-wheel drive to a certain degree, so the playing field for everybody is fairly level. Additionally, Rockstar did turn up the tire smoke effects in these drift races, which is awesome to see, but unfortunately you can't see this level of smoke in free mode, nor can you see the smoke even if you were to try to record a clip of the race with the Rockstar editor. Hopefully they add this feature later on down the line because seeing that amount of smoke in the drift races is really cool. My final point I want to make about these new drift races is the payout. It is absolutely garbage and there's currently no double or triple money on them despite them being brand new jobs. So that's kind of confusing, but all things considered, I still think these drift races are quite fun, and I hope Rockstar eventually adds tools to the race creators so that way we can make custom drift jobs for ourselves. So that is pretty much all of the new drifting content that we got as part of the Chop Shop DLC. Now, although it doesn't seem like much, trust me, as somebody who's been drifting in this game for almost a decade now, this is pretty huge, both in terms of additional content and some of the changes Rockstar have implemented. Now, I'm really hoping that Rockstar doesn't abandon these new drift cars like they did with the open wheel cars back in 2020. Hopefully they continue adding this drifting upgrade option to even more existing and new cars in the future, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see. I really hope that you guys found this video helpful and informative. As always, feel free to leave any questions, comments, or feedback down below. Consider liking the video if you enjoyed it, and also subscribe for some more awesome GTA 5 drifting content coming very soon. Thank you all so much for watching, and have an awesome rest of your day.